Effie and Don and Jeff. This is Tuesday, August 23 at the Green residence, and we've been trying to make this tape for you for several days. We had most of one side done, but now when we came to play it back, it won't work. Maybe my recorder, but anyway, we're going to try.
Hello, Diana. How are you? I have to hurry up and do this because I have to have my mother load to go down to Smithville, so it's going to be kind of fast. I was going to sing you this song, but since I have to hurry. Okay. Well, Mom said I can't. Go ahead. School days, dear old golden rule days. Reading and writing and arithmetic, taught to the tune of a hickory stick. You were my queen in calico, I was your bashful barefoot Joe, and you wrote on my slate, I love you, Joe, when we were a couple of kids. Yeah, we caught 4 fish with your fishing pole, Jeff, and we put them in the swimming pool, and they were swimming around, and just last night Rick took them back. We finally got our house sold, and we're going to take all our stuff down. Well, I can't think of anything else more to say, so bye.
Hello, Jeff. I gotta hurry because my mommy here, it tape could work. So Mom called us, and so we came. And Diana, bye-bye. Carrie go talk. I think so. I'll go get her.
Carrie, where are we going now? Where are we going?
To Smithville.
To where?
To Smithville.
To Smithville? Is that where you live?
It's mine.
I don't know whose that is. Is that where you live, in Smithville?
It's mine.
Hey, did you learn your memory verse for this week? Do you remember what it is? Let me see. What was last week's memory verse? Obey.
Play more and I will be your God.
Good. What other memory verses do you know? Let's see, what was that one that was Aaron and Kim's? Can you say that one?
It is the way that Simon found into my mother and a love of this post 18-fold.
Good, Carrie. Are there any other memory verses you want to say? Carrie, would you like to say something? Do you remember Diana?
Yeah.
That was here last summer? You do?
Yeah.
Do you remember Jeff?
It's
Do you remember Jeff?
yeah.
What would you like to say to Diana and Jeff?
I don't know.
Would you like to tell him hi?
Yeah.
Okay, can you say that?
Mom.
Can you tell him hi?
My gave to me because I was on these.
Carrie, can you tell him you love them?
I love you.
Yeah, you love Diana and Jeff, don't you? Can you tell them to come back and see you, please?
Come and see me.
Can you tell them that you miss them?
I'm scared.
Right, you miss them. We wish they could come back this summer and see us, don't we?
I got some Eve. I got Eve Bailey's mom.
You do.
I don't say so.
Carrie, can you tell Diana and Jeff about the kitty?
We got kitties. But yeah, at Mom's house.
Yeah, you got a kitty, but it's at Mom's house. Did you give the kitty a name?
Yeah.
What's the kitty's name?
Tiger.
Tiger? Oh. Did the kitty let you pet it?
Yeah.
Did the kitty try to get the fish and eat them?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No.
No. Are you going to miss the kitty?
No.
You're not?
I eat Diana, Jeff.
You're going to miss the kitty, Aaron?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say something.
Okay, you say something.
Hello, Diana, Jeff. We're going now. We're going to take Mom down to her. Goodbye.
Hi, Diana and Jeff. How are you? I wish you'd hurry up and come back because I miss you. I need to get Mom. I'm gonna try to tape record you a thing and then send it to you. Bye. See you later.
Hello, Diana and Jeff and John and Effie. We sure missed you not being here this summer. We've been here for about 3 weeks, and it's kind of lonely here without you folks around like you were last summer. Especially we miss being able to go over the apartments and go swimming. We just moved our furniture out today. In fact, the van's over there loading up now. I've got to take off in a few minutes, so I'll beat it down to Smithville so I can show them where to put things. We'll be real glad to get our furniture down there because we've really been living without too much in the way of furniture.
Papa, to feed on, I might go in my pot. Move all kinds.
Lonnie's been busy this summer working on his master's degree. I'm glad, John, that came up about, about the bit of us going over to Beirut, because that was just enough to spur him on to try to finish up his master's work now. And then once he gets that, well, maybe something else will come through and there'll be a chance we can come on over there. He'll be finished with his master's probably next June. He'll be able to get it. May not be until August. He hasn't found out for sure how much credit he can transfer from the other school, so it will depend on that. But anyhow, at least the end is in sight.
No! No!
I'm recording. I hope things are going well over there for you folks now. That you got the city of Beirut all rebuilt and all ready to go again. There were some people down in Albany, I don't know if Mom told you about her or not, but that said they knew you. It was the Russells. He had been pastor of the college church, I guess it was, over there at the college, Middle East College, and I think it was when you were in Jordan. But anyhow, he said that they knew you both, or at least they knew Eppie and her family real well, and that they had been following in the review and so forth, following where you folks were going. And they said that they really did like the country over there, Beirut. And that was about the time when, you were talking about us coming over there, and they said, boy, they said that it was a lot nicer there as far as living facilities. They had just been up to see our apartment and where we were living and so forth, and they said we'd have it a lot nicer over there at Middle East College than we were having down in Smithville. They said that Smithville really was almost more of a mission field than over there in Beirut as far as, living conditions and having things nice and all. So she said that just, that Middle East College in Beirut was just really a lovely place to live. Well, I imagine we better be taking off now. We've got about a 3-hour drive ahead of us, get down to Smithville, and then, of course, there'll be unloading and starting the job of unpacking. So, okay, I guess the girls want to tell you bye now.
Oh, bye, Diane and Jeff. We're going down to Smithville now. Okay. Bye. See you later. Bye. I hope you can hurry up and come down. I really miss you. And I'll try to write you. Bye.
No. Night.
Good morning again. It's now Thursday, August 25. Seems like we're having a hard time getting this tape done, but everybody is running here and there, and I haven't even been able to write you this week. I really hate it, but I've taken some time off, and then when I was in the office I was so busy. Yesterday was such a busy day because I had to help with the food preparation for the picnic. Today we don't have to take anything for our office picnic, but so I helped in the kitchen yesterday, and then I had all my work to do, and that was a lot because both bosses were in. And I slept in this morning. I stayed in bed till about 9, and now I just got up. And I thought I'd say a few words before I begin my devotions. It's a beautiful day. It's overcast and cool, and I hope it stays that way all day. I didn't tell you I don't believe that I had gotten some quails. I got 4 quails. There were 3 about 3 weeks old, and then a smaller one. I don't know, it's supposed to be 3 weeks old too, but it sure is a tiny one. And I was afraid I couldn't even raise them because we've always raised them with hens before. I wanted to get the real tiny ones. They're so cute, but he said I'd have to keep the temperature about 90 or 95, and I knew I couldn't do that day and night. I could put them out in the sun in the daytime, but at night, why? they might die. So he said in a week I could put them out in a pen, so I'm hoping to get that accomplished today. I also have an appointment to get my permanent, so after we get back from the picnic. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. My boss was in charge of the recreation, and he sure knows what to do. For one thing, they have a hat contest. I'm one of the judges, and I didn't know what I was going to do for a hat, but when Cindy's were moving, Kim brought in here a hat she made a Vacation Bible School, and it's really cute. It's made out of stiff sort of a cardboard, and it has a lion's head and a giraffe's head and a green worm and a skunk and different things all around the brim, so it just might take the prize. Anyway, that's what I'm going to wear. Even though I am a judge, he said I could be eligible, so naturally I'm going to vote for myself, huh? Sure has been fun having everybody here, though I didn't get my rest. Cindy called Tuesday evening while we were at prayer meeting, Rick said, and she said that they had waited about 4 hours down there for Lonnie. She forgot to take the apartment key, and so they couldn't get in. And so they were sitting down there waiting, and he hadn't gotten there yet. It must have been a little after 9 when she called, and Lonnie left here on it. Well, the truck finished about 6, Rick said. He went over there and worked all day helping him load the truck. And so I'm afraid she had several more hours wait. I haven't heard from her since. Our telephone bill's so high that I don't think I can call, but I'll write her soon, I hope. My roses are finally blooming good again. I really am happy because they have done so terribly all summer. I believe it was because it was so hot. We had a good rain yesterday or the day before, and one about a week ago, so things are doing better now. But my lawn's kind of in sad shape, but I'll get it back when the fall comes, and I'll sow some new grass. John, you remember the day when you and Jerry Wallace used to go on campouts? What happened to all your enthusiasm?
Hello, John, Eppie, Jeff, Joy, and all of our dear members in the Brute area. We wish that we could be there and spend this coming Sabbath with you. Even though we're having a great day here, this coming Sabbath there'll be a citywide rally of our church people in preparation for the Cox evangelistic crusade that will that we are hoping will reach all over the metropolitan Atlanta area. We've had a very wonderful week this past week. Cynthia and the 3 girls were with us, and Ricky has been with us, and for a while his girlfriend Nancy was here. We enjoyed getting acquainted with her. You know, Eppie, I couldn't help but think that if this turns out to be the girl that Ricky will marry someday, that I sure hope that she is as wonderful as you are, because we think that it would be impossible to find a better mother for our granddaughter Joy and grandson Jeff, and a wife for John than you are, and we thank the Lord that you're a member of our family. John, I really took delight in thinking of your effort that you conducted recently. I too hope that the pastor will follow up and will go ahead and bind off and baptize the interest that you aroused there in the evangelistic effort. I delight much in thinking about Jeff wanting to go camping. I always did like to camp out, and many times when I was living in Arkansas while I was still in school, I would go out by myself at night in the woods and build a fire and sleep all night and enjoy it so much, and especially when it started to get daylight and the sun come up, it just seemed like paradise to me.
This is Thursday evening now. We had a real good picnic. We didn't have to take anything this time, and they had burgers. They had gotten the whole wheat buns from Collegedale, and some of the burgers were in barbecue sauce, and oh, they were so good, with plenty of onions and tomatoes and potato chips. And then we had all kinds of fruit, pineapple, strawberry, peaches, all fresh, of course, and then melon balls, and oh, it was so delicious. And then to top it all off, ice cream. I really thought that the fruit was enough dessert, but I did eat a little bit of ice cream. And then we had a hat contest. I was one of the judges, and the hat that won was made by the secretary in the Treasury Department, and she had taken a big hat, and she'd taken the adding machine tape and put it up around it in, well, what'll I say, looped it a little bit and all the way around, and then she'd put on a typing eraser and earplug that you wear with your dictaphone, and for the streamer she had 2 pieces of carbon paper that had been used, and she had some of the stuff-free tacky we put on our fingers when we pick up papers, and just pencil, paper clips, anything you can think of that they use in the office, and it was so clever and so cute. So I was one of the judges, and she got first prize. I had a hat too, but they didn't let me be in the contest. I thought Elder Farwell said I could be that you wanted the judges to wear hats too, but I was the only one. I was the only one that did. Yes, I forgot to tell you about another contest we had. Well, it wasn't a contest; it was a relay race, and there were 4 men, and then they drafted another woman and me. I didn't much want to do it, but my boss told me to come, and I usually do what he says. So what it was, we had to put a quarter in our eye, and a frisbee on our head, and a ball between our legs, and run a little ways. And I was the last one on our side, and so I was against Elder Schmidt on the other side, and he started off real good, and I had such a hard time keeping that quarter in my eye. It kept coming out, and then when I'd move my head, when I'd try to pick up the quarter, why the frisbee'd fall off my head, and I was just doing terrible, and he was doing fine. But I never did have any trouble with the ball. It just went along fine. But then when we started back, why, Elder Schmidt started having trouble, and I was in pretty good practice by that time, and so I was making it real good. And I didn't know it, but some of them said that he knocked the frisbee off my head once. He was behind me, but anyway, I beat him, and so our side won. I was so glad that Rick could be with us today and go out there and see his friends. He knows quite a few over there at the union office, because he worked there some, you know, HHES anyway. And his girlfriend called tonight. I think he's going up Sunday to get her at Chattanooga and take her over to Huntsville to visit some more friends. She, having attended Southern Missionary College, she has quite a few friends there. One of the professor's wives is a good friend of hers. She just called a while ago, but Rick was gone to the library, and so she missed him, but I suppose he'll call her when he gets back. I suppose they will go home, he said, early next week. They still haven't said whether they're going to get married or not, and I hope we find out before he leaves, but if they do, I don't think it'll be for a little while yet. Rick is going to record to you tomorrow. I wanted to get it done so I could send this to you today in the morning in place of writing a letter, but I guess I'll go ahead and write a letter and then send this next week because, well, you know, you just don't think of a lot of things at one setting. So if only we hadn't messed up that other tape. It was so good, especially Erin in it. She'd say bye-bye, and then she trying to get Rick to do something, and it was just so cute. I found out what the trouble was. It was the microphone wasn't plugged in good. I didn't think it'd work at all if the microphone wasn't plugged in good, but it worked a little bit. It'd run, but when we recorded it, it just wouldn't record. So we'd already started this other tape, and Cindy and the girls were getting ready to leave, of course, and everybody in a hurry couldn't hardly think what to say. Rick said she called Tuesday night while we were at prayer meeting. Well, after prayer meeting, we went down to see Brother Murphy at the Grady Hospital, so we were late getting home, and he said that Cynthia, she left about 1 o'clock on Tuesday, and Rick was over there, of course, helping them load, and he didn't get home. They didn't get through loading till 6 o'clock, and so probably didn't get home till about 10, but Cindy left about 1:30, I guess, and when she called Tuesday night, she still hadn't gotten in their apartment. She said that she didn't have the key, and they were having to stay out all that time, and I know they were all tired, and Carrie's probably sleepy, and Cindy had so much to do she wanted to get down and get settled. The girls were real excited about being able to have their furniture again, especially Kim with her bed. You know, she has a canopy bed, and she was just so excited about getting things back together again. The Memphis asked about you today. They like to talk about the time they were over in Ethiopia. She was telling me a lot of things that happened over there, and I think they're pretty glad they had the experience. I'll probably get a letter from you tomorrow, John. At least I'm looking forward to it when I go to the office. It always makes going to the office more pleasant. Of course, I'm always glad to go, but, you know, getting up in the morning and so early is what I don't like about it. But I just couldn't ask for a better place to work. Everybody's so nice. We finally got a new girl in Elder Powell's office, that is, in the tidings office. She's a young girl and a very nice, cute girl, so that's good. Our black girl has been in the hospital and off work for about 5 weeks now, and so we she always helped on the switchboard, so we're having quite a time there. That's why while the girls were here, I kept going into the office, because I knew they were having difficulty on the switchboard, and so I would go in and stay at least at noon, and then I'd usually get caught and have to do some more work. We've been so busy at the office lately, and all week I tried to get a chance to write, but I just haven't been able to. Between coming home and staying with the girls, I stayed with them so Cindy could go over and pack and do other things running around she needed to do, and so between that and trying to keep up my work at the office, well, I just haven't had a time for anything. For myself, that is, things that I want to do. And then, of course, with Rick being here and the girls, while there was more cooking. It was fun, though, and I've enjoyed it. But it sure kept me from getting a letter written. I always like to write on Monday to you. I'm glad this week I didn't have to do a church building, because we're going down to the Congress Center at the Omni for church tomorrow. Sabbath, I mean.
Hello, John, Effie, and Diana, and Jeff. We're just getting ready to go back to California tonight. Going to be flying for several hours to stop over in Dallas, Fort Worth. And so we'll be up all night, and this is probably the last chance I'll get to tell you hello. I was real interested in hearing your tape, or you getting your letter and so forth. Sounds like you're having a real exciting time, what with all the artillery and so forth. Right now, I'm sort of in limbo, since I gave up the place where I was staying when I came back here, and I still haven't found a place. And so consequently, I don't have an address that I can give you, a street address. I don't have a phone either, of course. I'm going to be getting a place when I go back the next week or so. However, I think what Mom is going to do is give you Bob Ladd's address, who is my cousin, and we always keep in touch when I'm out there, so he'll know right away how to get in touch with me. So if your compatriots will get in touch with Bob with the address that Mom gives them, then they won't have any trouble contacting me. If you could tell me approximately what dates they're going to be there, so that I'm in and out so much that out of town and so forth, in LA and so forth, that unless I make a special point to be there when they are, I'll probably miss them. So if you could tell me approximately when they're going to be there, then I'll make the effort to be there when they are. Do you know yet if you're going to come back in a couple of years or not? Or are you going to wait until Mom retired? She mentioned that that'd probably be preferable, maybe, as waiting a couple of years, I believe, so that she can retire. Kim and Aaron and Karen and I went fishing in the pond. We caught some little shiners, not near as big a fish as Jeff caught that time. I think it's been pretty well fished out. There's nothing in there but trash fish like shiners, but it was fun trying to catch them anyway. We caught 4 or 5, I guess. Did Dad have his big Dodge van when you were here last summer? I can't remember. I think he did, though. It seems like he had it here last year when you were here. Anyway, he thinks he might not have any need for it after November, and he's going to get a smaller international truck, you know, which is a 4-wheel drive. Looks kind of like a Jeep. And if that's the case, then I think I might buy his van from him. I'm planning on living in it for a few months to save some of the down payment it'll take. How's the college doing over there? Do you have your full complement of students back after the recent unpleasantness? Sure hope it's functioning and going strong. Today, we all went out to the Stone Mountain Game Ranch, saw the bears playing, fed the bears, petted the deer. It's really quite interesting. I don't know if you saw it when you were there. I've never been there. All the years I've never been there until today. We went out. It's quite interesting. Mom just told me that one of the officials that was over in Ethiopia when you were is assistant pastor at the Hill Church. I don't know his name, I'm not acquainted with him, so I guess I can do any name dropping with him. We're flying Delta back tonight to California, and I was sure in hopes that we'd go at 747, but they discontinued, or they got rid of their 747s in '76, and so we're stuck with an L-1011, which is a lot better than a 707, but it sure doesn't compare with a 747. We went down to the Omni in Atlanta. I don't know if you saw it when we were here. It's a big hotel shopping complex. Went down there Sabbath to hear Kenneth Cox, who's going to conduct an evangelistic effort. Seems to be a real good speaker. He's quite personable and informal, and apparently he's had a substantial amount of success, and so he's going to start an evangelistic effort here in Atlanta in November. Dad is very optimistic that they'll garner in quite a few people. I was quite disappointed in Vince's trip to the Mideast. It didn't seem like anything was accomplished. Of course, the White House claimed it had been an outstanding success, but the results following from Vance's trip sure didn't compare to Kissinger's trip. I'm anxious to see how this new Israeli Prime Minister Begin is going to approach peace. Looks like Ethiopia has really left the American orbit of influence. I understand how all the liberals and all the bleeding hearts want us to turn over South African Rhodesia to the blacks when Ethiopia, Uganda, et al. demonstrate the total lack of concern for humanity.